2.12, Chancellor's reports. Chancellor?
Have the presidents to make their report first, and I'd like to start by having BCC make their report.
Excuse me, hang on. Chancellor, I just see a hand from the other person who's labeled as Stephen Aldrich, and I just wanted to make sure, was that? No. Okay, that person went away. Sorry for interrupting.
I removed them from the room just because they didn't speak up when you called on them. I can move them back if you would like me to. Go ahead.
They can message me in the chat.
Okay.
If that seems to be if they're signed up.
Okay.
Chancellor, please continue.
All right. I'd like to have the presidents make their report first, and then I do have some comments and a short update. So we'll start with Berkeley City College, followed by Merritt College, then Laney College, and then last but not least, College of Alameda. So Angélica?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, colleagues, members of the Board of Trustees, community members. I feel like we're a little bit in summer mode, so I want to call you summer colleagues as we start here. My report this evening, I would like to begin by highlighting our Chancellor's Trophy Award recipient, a Berkeley City College student, Crystal Swan, whom I believe I shared a little bit about her a few meetings ago, was the BCC President's Medallion Award winner, and she was selected as the Chancellor's Trophy Award. We are incredibly proud of her. She will do great things, and the financial scholarship amount that goes with her transfer will do her well. But I also want to take a moment to just congratulate each of the college presidents' medallion winners. They represent the very best of our district and of our colleges. And although Crystal may have received the trophies award this spring, it should not go unnoticed that the other three students are of equal levels of caliber, and wishing them all the best. I also want to thank Executive Director Lanice Jones, who oversees the Peralta Foundation. We have been doing some great work as a board over the year. I'm very energized and excited about the possibilities. I have learned a great deal in conversation with my colleagues here about how we can strengthen the board's commitment to bring in real dollars to support students. I figure we should just be clear that that's what we're trying to do. Another update is during this summer process, we are in a summer collaboration phase in our design build for our new building. We are very excited, and it feels a little bit weird to be imagining a building that will come online in 2024, but our building user groups kick off tomorrow. So my gratitude to faculty, classified professionals, and administrators who are contributing to that process. And I look forward to sharing how we're meeting those benchmarks throughout the year. My deepest gratitude to Interim Vice Chancellor Etheria Smith and the team behind the scenes to help us stay on project. I'm with my colleagues, fellow presidents, this is my last comment for the evening, is we will be appearing before the ACCJC Commission later this week. Absolutely thrilled to share not only about the good work that we have continued to do, but the ways in which Berkeley City College and our own internal operations, as well as our collaborative operations across the district, will represent the very best of what we're trying to accomplish, and hope that our commissioners are able to see that progress. And with that, that concludes the Berkeley City College report.
Okay, I guess I'm next. Good evening, President Napoli Bellarice, Board of Trustees, Chancellor, Peralta family, and community members. I'm pleased to share this report. Just want to start by saying that we are excited to share that we are applying for the Developing Hispanic Serving Institutions DHSI program Title V grant, otherwise known as the HSI grant. Yes. So for those the uninitiated, this program provides grants to HSIs to expand and enhance academic offerings to improve program quality and instructional stability. So we're looking to join our Peralta sister colleges in receiving this designation, and we'll be submitting the application for the $5 million grant next spring. So should our application be successful, here are just a few of the things that we hope to accomplish here at Merritt, which is increase the number of Latinx and other underrepresented students that can be served by the institution by expanding courses and instructional resources. We want to bolster community outreach and student services programs designed to improve academic success. We hope to extend tutoring and counseling and other student service programs. And we want to improve our institutional capacity and student academic success as it relates to providing DE, distance education. So we want to improve in that area. And we're going to be working through our participatory governance bodies to strategize and inform the process, and we'll keep everyone apprised. Next, with the term drawing to an end, thought it would be appropriate for us to take a moment to review our enrollment. Just want to share a little bit about Merritt's enrollment. But before I do that, I really need to commend the faculty for working hard to keep their students, retain their students through a very difficult term. I also want to acknowledge the student service folks, financial aid, counseling, A&R, who provided the necessary support to get our students to the finish line. So with that said, when comparing the 2021 spring enrollment, spring 2021 to spring 2020, the total FTS for Merritt College did drop by 203 FTES, and our productivity fell from 15.06 to 13.64, and that basically equates to the average class size being down to 28 as opposed to being 31. All things considered, I think we fared better than expected given what some other colleges have experienced. So that was what happened in the spring. But I have good news. I'm glad tidings. I actually submitted my board report with one set of figures, and I just looked at the enrollment figures a little bit more than an hour ago. And I can report that with the start of the summer term still ahead, Merritt's summer 2021 FTES is actually 33.72 FTES above what it was last summer. So our enrollment is growing and our productivity is at a robust 16.88. So we're not at 17.5 quite yet, which may be a function of reduced class sizes, but we're getting there. And again, the semester, the summer term, we're not even done enrolling yet. So I want to definitely give kudos to Merritt's team in that regard. And then finally, Juneteenth as well. June 19th, Merritt College, we're partnering with Kaiser Permanente to put on a community outreach event in recognition and celebration of Juneteenth. Given the strong ties that Merritt has, our Allied Health Division has with Kaiser through our nursing and rad tech and medis programs, we're really pleased to co-sponsor this event, and which is an effort to reinforce the pipeline between Kaiser and Merritt and broadly disseminate additional job placement opportunities. It was 50, but I can tell you as of today, up to 100 vaccinations will be provided on that particular day. We're looking at passing out meals as well. So my admonition to everyone under the sound of my voice and watching is come check us out at Merritt, get your vaccination, get a little bit of food, then head down to Laney and watch that Oakland Roots soccer match, make it a full day. So that is the report from Merritt College.
Good evening, Chancellor, members of the board, and colleagues in education. Actually, glad that Dr. Johnson brought up food distribution because that's actually where I'm going to start this evening. On May 24th, we actually had a special guest special guests come to our food distribution efforts, and specifically, it was folks from the World Central Kitchen, our valued partners, who came and actually interacted with the students and as well as with the great professionals we have at Laney who have been working so hard to distribute food. And actually, if you go to the World Central Kitchen Facebook page starting on June 4th, you will see posts about their visit and just some great stories being shared. This is the part when I talk about the collaboration that's gone on, where I love to share the data with you about what we've done so far. So here goes one more time. 139 dates we have served meals, over 61,000 meals, 15,200 produce boxes distributed, and here we go, 18,200 students served. So we are so grateful to the collaboration with the World Central Kitchen, and also, as always, just to those who volunteered, as well as all of our great folks in food services and administrative services at Laney College. It has really taken a team effort to continue to reach out to our students and serve their needs. So speaking again of students, and I've touched on graduation a little bit in my last report, but I've got so much more to share with you tonight. I've got a lot of numbers that I think you'll find neat. The first number is going to be 3. These are the numbers of our colleagues in the library who graduated with postgraduate degrees this spring. They include Reginald Constant and Dominique Dozier, who received their master's degrees, and special recognition to Francis Howard, or should I say Dr. Francis Howard, who earned his PhD. So I thought that's the first one, so 3. My second number that I have for you is 29. This past week, I was privileged to attend the Cosmetology graduation celebration. There were over 80 people in attendance who came in full force to congratulate the 29 graduates in cosmetology. And if you think about all of the limitations and the challenges that cosmetology especially has had this past year, to graduate 29 individuals is absolutely extraordinary. And I think a big tip of the cap has to go to the faculty and the staff and even the students who supported each other during that time. Also, it was a great pleasure to go to the Latinx graduation celebration on Saturday and congratulate all of our graduates there. It was especially great to see actually 3 students from our Associated Students of Laney College, or our student government, who were very prominent in that ceremony, and just had an opportunity to thank them one last time for their great service to Laney College. And then the last 2 numbers I'm going to leave you with are 1,108. Those are the numbers of degrees and certificates we awarded, and 670, the number of graduates that took place overall. So just in closing, I want to say congratulations to the graduates, staff, faculty, and administrators who contributed to all of these successes. At Laney College, success is truly a team effort. This ends my report.
Good evening, President Reese, trustees, Chancellor Jackson, colleagues, and guests. I would like to start my report this evening by also saying congratulations to the graduates that attended the first annual Peralta Latinx graduation ceremony that took place this past Saturday. It was a wonderful celebration of some amazing and resilient students. Next, I'd like to indicate that our Career Discovery Day that took place on May 13th and 14th was a tremendous success. Attendees were able to view presentation from a range of COA programs, including apparel design and merchandising, automotive technology, aviation maintenance technology, business and entrepreneurship, dental assisting, certified nursing, and others. I would like to thank Dean Jennings for organizing, and everyone that presented and participated in the program. Because our aviation maintenance technology program was able to put in place COVID-19 protocols, we were able to continue to provide instruction that allowed more than 35 students to be able to continue their education. And we are on track to graduate 20 of these remarkable students this coming summer. So hats off to the team at aviation mechanics. We couldn't have done it without you, and congratulations to all of those who persisted in their education and those who are on track for graduating this summer. COI's spring intersession started on June 1st, and will continue for the next 4 weeks, ending on June 25th. Intersession courses offer students the opportunity to earn full-time credit for classes that meet the requirements for transfer to CSU and or UC in just 4 weeks. We offer 32 classes where the average enrollment is somewhere around 23 students per class. Enrollment has been a little bit sluggish as compared to previous years, but it will help us get closer to meeting our enrollment targets for the year and reduce the shortfall. COA Puente program doubled since last year, and Puente is now enrolling students for the cohorts that will begin in the fall and spring term. 70 new students have signed up thus far for the Puente programs. And then also, the Accesso program has partnered with Oakland Unified School District to have a program, Newcomers Transition Program, to host a one-day bridge event this fall for newcomers, students attending College of Alameda. Newcomers are students that are defined as recent immigrants. So this program is intended to help these new immigrants transition into the college. As has been stated before, the college president, the chancellor, and vice chancellor Ahmed are preparing for our presentation and appearance before ACC-JC Commission, which occurs this Thursday. As has been stated, we are intending to represent all the good work that we as a college and district continue to do to address the issues and concerns raised by our accreditors in a very, very collegial and partnering manner. So that ends my report for this evening. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Presidents. I do have 3 items that I'd like to update the board as well as the district community on. The first one is on our Emergency Operations Center, and I will cover some of the concerns that our District Classified Senate President Fisher highlighted in his report. First of all, the EOC, or the Emergency Operations Center, is the body that takes the recommendations from the administration and is comprised of our collegial process with our presidents, key individuals on the campus that are responsible for facilities, and our shared governance colleagues. It is chaired by Interim Vice Chancellor Atheria Smith, and we have continued to provide updates, and maybe not all of that gets out, so that's why I want to take a little bit of time to talk about it. We've maintained the shelter-in-place directive for summer school, but beginning in the fall semester, we're looking to increase the face-to-face instruction on campus to about 30%. We have contracted, in preparation for that, we've contracted with Forensics Analytics to take a look at airflow, HVAC, water systems, as well as occupancy and traffic flow. We are in the middle of that process right now, having completed College of Alameda, Berkeley City College, and also the aviation facility at College of Alameda. They should have completed their assessment of Merritt College today, and they will be working with the Laney College, and we anticipate that to be completed by the end of next week. We that will then give us information for us to make some decisions on what our needs are. We've also developed a participatory health, safety, and security district-wide task force. We are still looking for student participation, and that committee has taken what has been recommended through the shared governance bodies, that we take a holistic approach by adopting the recommendations from our Laney College-led Black Minds Matter. We may want to look at a broader vaccination policy that is consistent with the CSUs and the UCs. And that policy currently is that they may require vaccinations for individuals to return to campus once the COVID-19 vaccine is approved for general use. But that has not happened yet. Once that we get the notification, then we'll make appropriate recommendations and that will come to the board. We are currently seeking a director for public safety. The committee has been established and we're still in the open recruitment stages. So if you know of anyone who might be interested, please refer them to our HR website. Yesterday at Laney College, we had a pop-up clinic for free Moderna COVID vaccinations. They were given to our students, our staff, their families, and community members. Many thanks to retired Laney faculty member Lewis Quinlan, who is still hanging in there with us. Thanks, Lewis, for coming up with the idea of hosting a clinic and using it to provide some community outreach. And also for Laney Faculty Senate President Eleni Gastas for bringing the idea to my attention. And I asked Mark Johnson to move forward, and he reached out to the Alameda County Public Health Department and their PIO, and they agreed that it was a great idea. They lined up with Chadworth Pharmacy to provide the vaccination service. Amy Marshall, the Director of Facilities and College Operations at Laney, finalized the arrangements and took care of the logistics. And the clinic happened, like I said, yesterday outdoors in front of the Laney Tower. So many thanks to Dean Mildred Lewis, the faculty members, again, Lewis and Eleni, Mark Razon, Fred Bourgon, Penner Alser, and Bill Trejo for providing outreach services and answering questions from those that participated and that attended the pop-up clinic at Laney College. I also want to thank the Laney custodial crew who pitched in to make sure that we maintain distance and that we cleaned up. And as I often say, it takes a village. And this was an example of many people coming together to serve our community. The second shot for these groups parallel the FAS email list, where FAS stands for faculty, administrators, and staff. And the FAS list are used by the administration for important employee communication district-wide. And so these new groups will include an all Peralta list for district-wide communication. There will be groups for each of the colleges and groups for faculty and classified professionals district-wide, as well as by college campus. And it will also allow for peer-to-peer communication by role, by campus, and by bargaining unit. And you can opt out if you so choose. So that is an update on those three areas that I wanted to provide. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chancellor. Thank you, Presidents. That was quite an update. A lot going on. Absolutely wonderful to hear. Let us move on to presentations. We've got two presentations this evening. 3.1 other.
Can I ask a question, Madam President?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just didn't even ask. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. In the Merritt presentation, they talk about the productivity factor. And it shows the College of Alameda at 12.3, Berkeley at 13.1, Laney at 12, and Merritt at 13.6, and the state calling for 17.5. This is an area that I know enough to know I don't know enough. There's quite a difference. There's a whole spread dropping from 17.5. And what this would indicate to most financial types is that there's a resource allocation issue here, and that, again, I know enough to know I don't know enough, but is the amount of money that we receive from the state in our support, is that a function of the 17.5 productivity factor? What I'd like to have, if I could recommend it, not necessarily tonight, but at the next board meeting, somebody put together a package to explain what that is. You know, a lot of people talk about it from the state level and whatever, but again, at least for me, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Thank you. Thank you, Trustee Withrow, and I'll jump in. You know, Dr. Johnson, we are planning some improved outreach efforts. We've had discussions not only at the Chancellor's cabinet level, but also with the district administrators. And I've had one-on-one discussions with our executive director of marketing, communications, and public relations. And we do have a campaign that we are looking at sending off for the fall semester. And I would recommend our next board meeting is really going to be impacted with presentations on the tentative budget. So if we could defer that, in that way, we'll be able to give you a better understanding of what our marketing is. And I'll work with Dr. Brown on leading that effort to provide some clarification on FTES, and also working with our interim vice chancellor of finance to show how that relates to budget and how that could be impacted based upon those numbers. So if we could defer that until we're better able to provide you more of a holistic review rather than just on that particular item. And maybe, I'm thinking maybe at our July meeting, we should be able to do that.
Great, thank you.
All right.
And maybe I'd add, Chancellor, I know that 17.5 is a number that we haven't met for many years, and I think that that's been asserted, or that's been stated by a few of our trustees. And so when we talk about it in July, kind of what that means in terms of revenue, what that means in terms of consequences, what that means in terms of not just next steps to try to get there, but if historically our trend analysis has been such that we haven't met it, what exactly does that mean in terms of consequences? I think that that's kind of what we would like to hear.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Chancellor. All right, let's go to presentations. 3.1, other.